Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, and in this segment, we have a very special guest and a very special topic. Egypt is a land shrouded in mystery, rather, from the ancient pyramids of Giza to the, of course, amazing Nile River. Egypt is a place to be adding to your bucket list when you decide to go anywhere. This country has had a wonderful David and still has a wonderful civilization. It's the cradle of all civilization. Thanks, of course, to Egypt's strategic location in North Africa, the country enjoys a mild climate that makes you able to sit on the beach or see all the key sites. And to know more about this very important topic, we are honored to host Rana Ehab, tourism expert, to tell us more about the best touristic attractions of the country, of course, Egypt. A very good day, Rana, and it's a pleasure to have you with us in today's
Thank you. Hello. I'm absolutely happy to be here with you today, and talking about Egypt is something amazing as usual. We are talking about the most important tourism destination in all the world, as we know. We are talking about the historical places, very wide places from the archaeology. Actually, if we can use this field, you can say it's a kind of delicious mix. We have a mix between the culture, we have a mix with the civilization, we have a mix with the mercy of the Egyptian people themselves. So all of these amazing things we are talking about Egypt is actually want people to visit this place and see this place.
Rana, was Egypt, of course, was ranked as a must-see country in 2022. Why, from your own perspective?
Actually, because we have all the anything the tourists want around the world, we have here in Egypt. If we need a green tourism, we have. If we need yellow tourism from the desert and safari, all we have. So also we have the blue, the blue tourism, which is related to the river Nile, which is related to the Mediterranean Sea, to the Red Sea. So all of this mix in one country. So the people want to visit, want to see what is the special here in Egypt.
Rana, would you shed more light on Egypt's most touristic potential or most tourist potential?
Actually, if we are talking about this, we will talk about the blue tourism in general. People want entertainment in the beaches, for example, want to visit places they can do very wide of activities, and this thing make the people want to visit Egypt more than one time.
Rana, every year we have a new archaeological discovery that rewrites history. How can we invest in these discoveries?
We have a lot of ideas to make the excavation or the new excavation here in Egypt attract many kinds of tourists. For example, we can attract them by doing a kind of competition, for example, for the photographers around the world. When we invite them to make their photos, amazing photos, or even the artists themselves. Actually, we can take a chance from the opening the Great Museum around Egypt now, and when we make exhibition for this new excavation, make people first visit the new museum, and second thing, they will do their activities or do their competitions there.
Rana, historically, the easiest way to travel through Egypt is Nile cruises that have been carrying visitors between Luxor and Aswan for over a century. Nile Cruise is a journey not just through a land, but through thousands of years of history, culture, religion, and architecture. Your intake on this?
I love Nile Cruise for two reasons. The first one in the Brooklyn, that's it. And the second thing, you're welcome. And the second thing, actually, we are talking about the cruises during the whole history. When we found the ancient Egyptian kings themselves love to travel by their boat during the Nile River. And if we're looking at the modern history of Egypt, the Alawiyya dynasty especially, we will find also each king or each princess here in Egypt Egypt have her own boat to take us through the Nile River. And we have the most famous novels now, which is Death on the Nile. It's based on actually on the cruises on the Nile. So that's history of the Nile cruises during all of these periods. And nowadays, the country working a lot to develop the idea of making Nile cruises working from Cairo to Aswan.
Speaking about the opening of Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada museums, how do you view the Tourism Ministry's policy of integrating beach tourism with cultural museum tourism?
If we found the most of people when they are visit Egypt, they want beaches, they want the blue tourism in general. So making a museum in those places actually encourage the tourism or the cultural tourism, because it's known in all the world, it's non-repeated. So I will make the places or the museum in the place where is the tourists want to visit or want to see. So here is the playing in the strategy, doing a lot of activities there. It's a very, very good point.
Under the title 7 of the best beaches in Egypt, the Mediterranean to Red Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba, the famous Australian website Lonely Planet highlighted 7 beaches in Egypt for tourists. What makes our beaches so special?
Actually, the first thing for sure, the pure and the clean of the water itself, even the color of the sand itself, the people like it, and the activities there, the environment, the weather of Egypt. If we are talking about in the summer, we have amazing weather, and the winter actually we have also the Sharm el-Sheikh and the Hurghada. All of those places people want to visit, especially in the winter. So all of that very important to encourage the tourism themselves, the entertainment there, and also the environment, the color of the sea itself, the clean, the pure of it.
Rana, many people are now calling or naming the new Alamein city the new Riviera. How far would Al Alamein city change the touristic map in the country?
This is very important place, Al Alamein, now, because when we mentioned the Al Alamein city, we mentioned it as the 4th generation city. We will find the biggest tours in whole Africa. We will find the archaeological sites. We will find the museums there. We will find different kinds of activities and different kinds of the beaches we have there. We have around 16 kilometers of beaches. So all of that played important role to attract a new kind of tourist, and also to not make people think only about the north coast. Just in specific areas, we have a varieties of beaches there.
Egypt is one of the richest countries in the world when it comes to medical tourism. How to boost this kind of tourism?
If we are also searching through the history, we will find the kings, the people, meditation for kind of treatment also. So if we are talking about, for example, the spring sulfur, if we are talking about the clay of the rivers of the Egypt, and if we are also talking about even the hot sand, we have a lot of places here in Egypt, like Al Ain al-Sukhna. Also, we have an important place in Al Ain al-Sukhna, which is the cave of salt there. So it's also an amazing place to keep you calm and to dismiss all the negative thoughts around you, to also treatment your body if you bury it on the sand in different kind of places of Egypt or cities of Egypt. So all of these played a role, and we want to develop it more than one time.
Also in 2022, Egypt was chosen as the capital of Islamic culture for 2022, reassuring Egypt's outstanding cultural role in the world. What, from your own perspective, is Egypt's chance to occupy a leading position among religious tourism?
Egypt won with a cultural city. It's actually a Cairo. Before years, also Alexandria, one of the cultural country around the world. Also, this is indicate us to develop different kind of tourism now. So if we are focusing on the religion tourism, Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities doing a great effort for development this type, especially when we are want to put it in the UNESCO list. So now the holy bath of the Holy Family bath, we are working on it to announce it to all the world, to be on the top of the religion tourism in all the world.
Last but not least, the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities stressed the importance of working to raise tourism and archaeological awareness in the coming periods, especially for children and students across all schools in the Republic. How, from your own point of view, is it to encourage youth and children to know more about their heritage?
Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities also doing a great effort to increase this awareness. So now we can see on the big opening museum, like the Museum of Civilization, when they are doing activity in the education department for the children, it's completely for free. So different activities to learn them about the ancient Egyptian heritage and the ancient Egyptian civilization and different archaeological sites and different museums. So now only we are using this for the school or to study it in the book. We want this study want it to practical thing. So all of these museums doing these efforts to learn them, to make a different kind of tours, to make even a workshop to learn them how the ancient Egyptian life live in this time, how they are making some stuff different from different material like in ancient Egyptian way. So all of that very, very important to grow the awareness of the people in this time.
Rana Ehab, a touristic expert. It's a pleasure to have you with us in every episode of Nile Cruise. Thank you very much for your, of course, informative knowledge that you always add our program with. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.